Greetings and welcome back, one and all, to Surviving the Aftermath. After checking out the comments left on the last video, it does seem that the Daplings would like to see a little bit more of Ember Hollow's story. Such that it may be. We don't know how much story there's going to be left in Ember Hollow, though, to be fair, given that we're in the middle of a heat wave right now, and we are shockingly low on water storage. Or rather, on water. We managed to build a fair bit of storage in the last episode, right towards the end, but didn't have really much time to make use of it, to fill the storage with precious aqua. So, given that, we do already have a plan of action. The water well seems to be unaffected by the heat wave, so if we can pop down another 2, we should break even on water consumption. However, these require an awful lot of planks, an awful lot of concrete as well. But in the last episode, we did notice that up here we can get a pretty good return there, 100% efficiency. So let's go ahead and pop this down. Now, I'm not entirely sure how these interact, but it does appear that if I were to place this there, it would say it's too close. But if I were to place it with the area of effect overlapping, it doesn't seem to impact it. It's just whether the buildings exist within their area of effect. So, with that being said, I think we're going to place this down just about there as well. We'll have 2 water wells right next to this pond. I mean, it seems to make sense, at least to me, that we would do it like that. Let's draw that out as well. Now, these need to be done at a very high priority, but I would like one done and then t'other. Let's focus on this one first, since it's closer to the main stockpile where things are going to be going. We also have the warehouse over here that does have some planks, it does have some concrete. I am tempted to cancel the construction. If we cancel it, we may get those materials back. We still don't quite have the materials that we're going to need for it, and our specialists outside are unfortunately unable to help us with this, though I do believe you're going to have a lot of planks on you. Okay, so that gives us a bit of something to work with. However, we are going to need to start gathering some planks and some concrete here as well. So let's get Platty up here as well with Baron and grab the concrete from over there. And then finally, we can unpause. Now, chop chop, people. Lives are at stake here. Everyone's life, including yours. So, yeah, do your best work as quickly as you possibly can. Now, currently, this building is completely useless to us. No one can work there. It doesn't do us any good to have someone in there. So we'll remove the workers so that they can help out with the rest of the jobs and just haul materials to and fro. There we go. This one's already got some concrete. This one's got some concrete. We do need to get all of this done as quickly as we can. As soon as we are able, we're going to be bringing back our specialists from out and about. We will have a load of planks brought back, which will be especially useful to us. Now, Platty, I believe I had you working on the planks, but actually I would like you to go and grab some concrete from over there. We will soon have plenty of planks brought back, and they will hopefully be enough, but we will have to see. For the time being, though, I think concrete is the main thing that we're wanting. Now, we're about to hit the next day as well, which will mean that our specialists out on the main map, in the overworld, will be able to get to have some more movement. Now, unfortunately, I think they're both at least 2 turns away, which doesn't really put us in much of a better position, honestly. We only need... do we actually have enough? Okay, we've got enough to finish one of them, and we probably will finish it. And then we'll move on to the next. Their specialists are ready for action. Marvelous. You have a bunch of planks. You are just outside the range of the town. That is rather terribly sad. Now, from here, if I were to have you exit the vehicle, there's no way you could get back to town. So we'll leave you in the vehicle until next turn, and you'll both probably reach town around about the same time. The heat wave is heating up, but we should be okay, I think. We are getting close to, if we don't already have everything available to us. Deposit is a plank. Deposit has been depleted. Okay, roger on that. We've got all the planks there we need. We need 5 concrete here. And down here, we need a fair bit more, unfortunately. But we do have all of the planks now to finish both of these constructions. But survival skills have been completed, so let's not waste any time and go and check this out. Now that means that we're going to be getting fish and meat from our hunters' lodges a little bit faster. But what can we look at next? I don't think there's anything that's going to help us with our immediate problem. So I'm inclined... Yeah, we're not going to be touching anything on the exploration tree for a little while, I don't think. I'm inclined right now to go for a little bit of extra metal to add in there. We'll get a little bit of extra metal out of the same amount of work. This seems like a fairly good one, especially to get as early on as possible. So let's get to work on that one if we can. Now, is everyone else doing okay? As for you, I would love it if you could help up there. You're just wandering around idle. That's not exactly great. Do we need any more concrete? Well, we definitely do. So how about we get you grabbing the concrete from over there? It looks like... Actually, no. This is ready for building. So why don't you help out over here? Pollution deposits. Oh, let me pause that there. Post-apocalyptic landscape still holds some scars from the cataclysm. Pollution deposits spread pollution, contaminating nearby buildings and causing radiation sickness. Check the pollution from the overlay menu to see the situation of your current area. Okay, well, we'll have a quick look at that then. So, the pollution menu. Yes. We're unfortunately having to walk through pollution to get over here at all. Most places can avoid it to some degree. Ooh, we've just had our first death. Thankfully, well, I mean... Thankfully, it's the wrong word to use here, really. It wasn't due to thirst, so it isn't a direct result of the fact that we have completely run out of water now. It was because of old age. And as far as reasons to die in the apocalypse go, that's a pretty mild one. But since it did bring up the cataclysm, while I was grabbing a screenshot for the thumbnail on the first episode, I noticed something. You can go into photo mode, much like many games that come out from Paradox. It has some pretty amazing visuals. However, one of the things you can do, much like surviving Mars, you can move the timer around. Look at the moon, everyone. You may not immediately realize that something's wrong, but I assure you there is. Part of the moon isn't there. The part that isn't there seems to be orbiting the moon. Also, it's like a bajillion times bigger than it should be. Did we break the moon? Is that what caused the cataclysm? Did we get spicy with the moon and the moon said no? I suspect some lunar shenanigans were afoot and then suddenly weren't because the moon decided to yeet us off along with half of itself. Well, now that one's doing okay. We do need to get the concrete up here, but how much more do we need? We do still need a little bit more, so it's all down to Platty. Can you get things back? Now, dead colonists. One of your colonists has sadly died. Build a burial pit before the corpse starts rotting and spreading disease. Oh, okay, that is a fair point to make. However, if we don't get the water solution resolved, I'm quite concerned that no amount of burial pits will stop the rotting and disease spreading of corpses, because everyone will become one. Oh no, he died on the way to the loo. Perhaps he died coming out of the loo. I don't know which one would be worse. Dying because you're so desperate for the toilet and it just kills you, or going to the toilet so satisfyingly there's just nothing worth it left in life. You can't top it anymore. You just may as well end things. I'm really not certain which one seems the better of the two options. But we've got a little bit of concrete to deliver over there. The urban occult. Ooh, a new quest. Let's have a look at you then. With large-scale food industry in ruins and diseases running rampant, major cities were eventually evacuated or abandoned. These days, their grey obelisk-like structures serve as grim reminders of the past events. Pockets of radiation and roaming bandits looking for scraps or easy prey make them treacherous but profitable to scavenge. Your scouts reckon one town close by could be worth a visit. Okay, I'm down for that. We'll have a look at it, sure. But we desperately need these to be built, like right now. I think we're going to be able to pull through. Oh, we're starting to see the dehydration notifications. Okay, can you get up here and help as well? We need that one made. If we can get that one there, then we may yet prevent things going terribly badly for all of us. Specialist ready for action. Very well. Let's get you in there. You can also help out. And also let's bring the car down as well. It's not moving very well right now because it is barely functional. But we can walk the rest of the way. There we go. We should have 2 new specialists. All hands on deck. Right now, get over there. Let's get you up and helping if you could, please. There we are. Now, if we're very, very lucky, we may be in time to save some lives. Have we done it? Hard to say. We are now producing water. Slowly, but it is being produced. Hopefully, the dehydration messages will start to dissipate. Now then, we can actually consider death care. We've got 2 new wells. That should serve us for a little bit. Yeah, we need to take care of you. Let's have a look then. So, a burial pit. A modest burial pit where colonists are laid to rest after their earthly struggles come to an end. Having a decent final resting place for those who have passed away gives some comfort to the living. Destroying the pit will cause a happiness penalty to the entire colony. Corpses decay fully in roughly 1 week. Wow, what on earth are you burying them in? Clearing space for those more recently deceased. Okay, so I guess if you had a death spiral with a big enough colony, this could actually become an issue, but generally speaking, you're going to free up more room faster than you're going to need more room, so I guess that's okay. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to say placing it over here is probably one of the best options. You're not going to want to put something like this, because it causes pollution in arable land. We might even be a little bit too close to it there, but we're not going to be trying to grow anything in this. We're already producing pollution there anyway, so it seems like one of the best places to add it. It does mean that anyone trying to scavenge from this metal deposit is going to be walking past it on the daily, but there's only so much you can do really with that sort of thing. Now, with all of that done, I would very much like if we could build a warehouse that we sadly had to stall building previously. Let's go ahead and place that back there. We now have enough materials around the place, I think, that we should generally speaking be okay. In fact, if 2 of you could go and harvest from that... In fact, have we got everyone there? I wouldn't want to take everyone out of here. Platty, though, I would actually like it to send you to the world map. But, Lovelace, could you help out with some scavenging of concrete? That seems to be one of the biggest concerns we have right now. And Baron, if you could grab more lumber, that would be fantastic for us. I'm really, really glad we managed to get all of that done in time. Now, let's have a look on the map. We did have something nearby. The urban occult down here. Okay. Well, I'm not against grabbing that. Might even be worth having Platty hop into the car. It does maximize Platty's movement. If it takes us the entire turn to get into the car, it's better than getting in on the first turn, because I believe when we do that, it will completely take the turn getting into the car. Any remaining movements will be lost, but we can only just about reach it, I think. So let's go ahead and hop in. Now the rest of that trip, it's going to be a little bit more awkward, but that should be fine for now. Right, researching reclaimable materials. That shouldn't take us over long. We are going to have to do a fair bit of hauling to get everything down there. Let's have a look around. We're producing 6, we're consuming 10. It's not exactly ideal now, is it? Getting 9 meat a day, 3 fiber as well. The fishing hut is getting 4 fish a day. I mean, it's not terrible. Certainly not terrible. Could be a lot better, though. I feel it could be significantly better. We are only on 2 spare colonists right now, though, unfortunately, since the death. We have dropped one colonists. You should never doubt human ingenuity. There we are. Reclaimable materials complete. Well done indeed. Now I can increase the stockpile. Stockpile inventories keep stuff from apart from things and doodads separate from whatchamacallit. Maximize the use of space and can help colonists find whatever they're looking for. I mean, you know, that doesn't sound bad, and it is also a requirement for us to get into power of any sort. But before we go down that route, might be worth us looking into... I'm starting to feel that maybe getting some farming up and running would be a wise move. That being said, using every bit of an animal is not only respectful, but also smart. Meat can be eaten and skins turned to fiber by processing the carcass properly. Again, I feel that getting this early is better. Now, there's a really strong argument to go in favor of going for farming here, but we're going to go for skinning just to get the most bang for buck out of our hunter, which is already set up. Okay, so with that all said and done, we can speed up a little bit and see how things are going. Chloe is irradiated. That is terribly sad, Chloe. Truly. But for the time being, things seem to be calming down a little bit. How much housing have we got? We've got 5 spaces. We could possibly do with getting a little bit more room, I would say, but for the time being, I think we're probably alright. Let's have a quick gander at what else we've got left in here. Now, the water tower is only going to be useful to us later on. Right now, it's not particularly useful, unfortunately. We have a scrapper down here. We've got a recycler right there. Now, we could, if we wanted to, build a lumber yard and automate the production of planks to a certain degree. A lumber yard will chop down trees and turn them into planks. A forester will plant new trees. It might even be worth building the forester. On that note, we've run out of planks, but it might even be worth building the forester somewhere to make a more dense environment for the hunter's lodge to work in. But I think going for the lumberyard first is probably worth it. Now, where we're going to place this, does it produce any pollution? No. Workers at the lumberyard go and cut down trees in the designated area to turn into planks. Work at the yard is slow due to its reliance on manual labor, but the job gets done. Well, we could go ahead and pop it down here. I mean, it's not going to be particularly comfortable for our colonists in the tents there, but I think it should be okay. In fact, we're going to go ahead and we're going to place this down here, and then we can move the area across. Now, how is this going along? I really do want that to be built rather urgently, though. So if we could get some more peeps working on that, it would be grand. Still got the heat wave going, unfortunately. Right, now, with you in the car, let's carry on down here. We can grab a bit of plastic on the way. And sure, let's get you out. Pop out there. And straight in here. It'll take 2 days, but you'll end up with 40 plastic. You can then load that into the car. The car itself has an inventory. Now, I don't know how much we're going to be able to do with the vehicles until we properly repair them, and that is gated behind some research. But we'll see how that goes. We should have you okay. Yeah. Oh, really? You can do more moving around? No, it doesn't seem to. It's lying to me. Like, you know, early access game is going to have a couple of little bugs here and there, but for now, seems okay. That is easily the most annoying thing in the game, though. I instinctively want to pan out a little bit more, but every time I try, it zooms out to the main map. It would be fine if I could just zoom straight back in, but no, I have to go and click a button for that. Right, let's have a look. You are currently helping out. Well, actually, Baron, I think we can probably do with you heading to the world map. There's a couple of places that you can go and have a bit of a fight, I feel, so that should be okay. Their warehouse is complete. Marvelous. So I'll pause that there for a second. Specialist ready for action. All right, then, Baron. Now, it would have been grand if I could have, if I thought to have you in the car to begin with, but we're going to go over here. We're going to clean out the bandits over there and see what we can do about liberating that area. For now, though, things are progressing reasonably well. We've got everything set up for building here. Hopefully, our 2 colonists are working on that. And there we go. Oh, we've gone down. Oh, someone needs to work there. Oh, that's a little bit of a pain. Okay. A group of survivors have arrived at the gate. Construction of the burial pit is complete. All right, then. Well, oh, that isn't quite what I meant to do. Let's click on the little eye there. Sylvia, I hope you enjoy your... Wow. Fear of death. And I've got you working in a burial pit. Is this one of those sink or swim scenarios? It's like, look, you're going to have to get used to death sooner or later. So we'll start you off on the tragic, but much easier to cope with death before we move you up to the zombies and the likes. I can't help but feel that there's got to be someone better than Sylvia for this job. I really feel that. Every moment can be the last. Someone could think that you get used to constant catastrophes. You don't! Well, that answers that question then, I suppose. Can I have someone else work there? No. No, there are 2 people who could work there. And it is damned. The game will be damned if anyone but Sylvia is the one to do it. So we made it through once again. Have we gotten through? Oh, we have. We are through the heat wave. Oh, thank goodness. Now then, we've got a bunch of people out at the gate, so we're going to go and say hello to them. We've also finished skinning, so actually before we do that, let's go ahead and start getting down to this basic farming. Let's get that research underway. There we are. Let's just make sure that we've got peeps nearby. All right, let's have a look. I heard it's not like this everywhere, that some parts of the world survived. You think they're just watching us suffer? 1 adult, 2 elders. Some food, some clothing, some fish. No children. And a scientist. We've got quite a few of those. Everybody loves him. Seemingly impervious to the catastrophes around him, he is able to retain his calm demeanor and infectious belly laugh at all times. But where he got his medical training, nobody knows. And he sidesteps the topic every time we asked. Well... attack 25 damage, that's actually fairly good. Research 350 skill points a day. Scavenge only plus 10%. Recovery 30 HP a day. Actually, you're pretty a pretty interesting scientist there, Mike. Yes, we accept. Come along and join us. Here we have, well, actually kind of dwindling food supplies, especially with more mouths. But let's go ahead and open this up. There we go. 2 colonists are irradiated. It's fine. You'll get used to it eventually. Okay, so with that done, let's go ahead and get you guys back out there helping out where you can. We've got a decent amount of material here. Actually, I'm going to send Mike out to the main map as well. I would like you to go down there and grab whatever you can here as well. Okay, low on tools. Ooh, that is a problem. Alright, we're working through our tools and we're also working through our clothes. Much like Banished, these are important resources and we're going to need to maintain them. So to that end, it is time for a tool shop and eventually a tailor as well. But a tool shop is absolutely necessary right about now. And I think popping that tool shop down here is in a pretty good place. It makes new tools that can help colonists perform their tasks more efficiently. Working without a tool reduces the effectiveness of a colonist. All tools break down eventually, but some jobs wear them down faster than others. Very well. Construction costs. Do we have everything we're going to need? I would hope so. 6 metal, 6 scrap, 10 concrete, and 12 planks. How much scrap do we have? Is there any way of it? Oh, junk, sorry. Yeah, we've got enough junk. Okay. Well, let's hope that you guys can help us get that going. In fact, I'm going to have you swing back and start focusing on that one for now. Okay, so more and more people coming out here. Now, as you can see, Baron has 25 damage. Mike has 25 damage. They're equivalent in terms of fighting, but Baron also is very good with doing a bit of science as well. So I'm going to have Baron head out in the other direction. We want to try and keep gathering as much as we can, whenever we can. You've got a little bit longer there before you're done. Let's go ahead and get in there and have a little bit of a fight there, Baron. Apparently... Oh, you can zoom in. Well, now you tell me, when I'm not even looking at the town. Really? We should be able to finish off this fight. There we go. And with that, Baron is barely harmed. 41 in there, that's not too bad, but there is some nasty damage there, actually. We'll probably give that one a miss. We do need tools, though, and there's tools I spy right over there, so we might want to make our way up. On the next turn, Platty will be done with their salvaging, so we should be able to get into the car there, hopefully, and start moving on. Now, we do need to check out Urban Occult, but we'll see how that one goes. Let's continue making a move then, peeps. Everything seems to be doing reasonably well. Deposit depleted, a large concrete ruin depleted. Okay, now what's left is an underground ruin. An awful lot of material, but we're going to have to research in order to gain access to that material. We need to decontaminate. That's a 36% pollution. Also, can we please get that body moved? Maybe. Can someone move the body? I feel that it should be. Really feel that it should be. Hopefully it will happen soon. I can only assume it will, but let's have a look. Production limits. Construction complete. Tool shop. You can set production limits to the resources created by production buildings, like tailors. You can set limits to save storage space and release the colonists to do more important tasks. Oh, so once a building can no longer produce anything more because it's reached its limit, does the colonists get released to do other jobs? That would be rather awesome. Okay, so basic tools. Can we make other things? We can. Okay. Durability high. How much more does this require? That's 2 metal. This requires 4 metal. Alright, well, I mean, I'm not against it. I would like these to have high priority. 10 durable tools sounds amazing. But how many regular tools can we make in that time? I mean, if it's based on the amount of materials, then one would assume that you can make them twice as fast. But that might not necessarily, it might not be the case necessarily. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Now, the work area here is obviously a bit comically close, but we want this work area. I'm thinking, let's start harvesting the trees from up here. There's plenty of trees there for us to harvest, so we should be able to bring in quite a few from there. I'm going to allow, hopefully, the lumber mill to take care of... Wow, 76% pollution? We need to decontaminate that place rather urgently. My goodness. But our scrapper can have an extra person working there. I don't think we're going to right now, and in fact, I'm going to release you from there. I don't think we need that many people working on this at the moment. But it may also be worth us getting... a tailor set up as well. So let's go ahead and pop down a tailor. Now, if we can, I wouldn't mind squeezing in there. No, that's a little bit too much to hope for, really. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's think about where else we can place you. I could have you... Well, being closer to where the materials are dropped off does make a lot of sense when you think about it. Let's place that there. And I believe... see, I was only just saying I didn't want to get rid of those trees, but here we are getting rid of them. I believe that the materials made with the tailor in the workshop will be stored in the warehouse if there isn't enough room at the campsite. Okay, let's head on back out. I believe everyone should be ready now. Let's go ahead and have a peek at what we can find over here. Oh, some more tools. Marvelous. And what about over here, since we're so close anyway? We have got a bandit lair. Okay, well, really? I think we already know how to deal with bandits. No worries, game. Might be worth grabbing. We would be bringing back so little. It would take us so long. I think instead we're going to make use of your rather high damage output and go and take a shot at that bandit there. Now let's hop into the car, both of you. Now at this point, the car itself is holding the supplies. Let's bring it all the way down here. Now, unfortunately, I don't believe you're going to be able to do any more work, are you? You might be able to. Exit vehicle. Can I get you to exit the vehicle? No. Doesn't seem it. Oh no, there we are. Entering the vehicle has used up all of their action points. It actually would have been a smarter move to have just wandered down, unfortunately, but oh well. There we go. The display is a little bit glitchy here and there, but again, early access game. Some shenanigans are to be expected, I suppose. Now then, we need to start thinking of where we're going to be setting up our farms. And this area looks probably the safest. It's furthest away from any obvious problems. But perhaps we should have a quick double check out in this area. Let's get... where is... there you are, just wandering over there. Let's just have a quick peek. I don't want to start setting up over here if it's going to be a massive problem later on, though. Having some farms down here does seem like a good move. Hopefully there's nothing too dangerous out here. Nothing so far. A little bit of pollution up there, but nothing too terribly bad, all things considered. No. Right now, looks fairly calm, actually. Alright. Well, we've got our farms, so it's time for us to start using them. With that done, though, we could definitely pop a little bit more into hunting. A proper hunter pack can spot, encircle, and catch their prey a lot faster than a lone wolf. One extra work slot in the Hunter's Lodge, and I think making the most out of our early buildings seems like a pretty solid way to go. Now then, small field. Grows food slowly but in large quantities. Different crops are able to grow outdoors and can be grown for food. Different crops able to grow outdoors can be grown for food. Certain catastrophes can wipe out the harvest completely and prevent farming during the event. Harvest withers during heat waves and fallouts. Well, thankfully, we no longer have to worry about that. Now, obviously, certain areas are much better than others. That was still an 89, which is not bad at all. Over here is a little bit rough, but down along this side doesn't seem to be too bad. In fact, a full-on 100% is quite lovely, I must confess. 100% there as well. 100% all the way along. Alright, well maybe we're going to drop down a farm right here. And we will run a road right up to that farm. If we're lucky, we can... oh no, is it just the wrong side of that? I thought they were lined up perfectly. That's why I ended up putting it there. Oh well, we can look past that, I think. Hopefully, anyway. Now with this there, we can choose. Waiting for builder. It looks like it's just something we can straight up build. But since that is now there, I want these berries to be gone, so that we've got a little bit more room up around here. In fact, we may want to reconsider the road placement, since it isn't going to work out the way I originally thought. Perhaps what we should do instead is have the road come up like that. That gives us a little bit more room on this side to place other buildings as well. 5 colonists, though, are irradiated. That is very much not good. Let's pop some extra peeps around the place to try and help out. Now, the tool shop is making tools very slowly. We've got enough planks at the moment. Actually, it's more the plastic that we've got enough of. So I'm going to actually turn off the plastic. How are we doing for water? We're doing fantastically well for water. So I'm going to turn off the water collector as well, just to get some extra hands on deck. Now, planting crops. Fields can grow a variety of crops. At first, you can choose either fast-growing corn or the more bountiful potato. Press the select next button to pick one. Got it. Alright, so let's go for... oh, it hasn't... I was assuming that that was perhaps being advised because we had finished building it, but apparently no. Nevertheless, we should be able to move our units, our specialists, around on the world map there. There we go. Very nicely done. Can you fight again? No, unfortunately not. Alright then, Platty. I would like you to head out. And you exit the vehicle. No. There we go. Perfect. Right, Platty, can you pop in there for me? The urban occult. The outskirts of this town are taken over by vegetation, and nothing of value to be scavenged. Walking further downtown, the air is suddenly filled with what seems to be singing. Completely tone deaf and rowdy, but singing nonetheless. Closer inspection reveals a group of cultists like bandits near several fire pits, chanting a lewd yet merry tune. They seem completely unaware of anyone watching them, and their gear is unguarded. I mean, this seems like a fairly solid opportunity. Not the dapperest of opportunity, but they are bandits after all, and bandits without gear may turn into much more upstanding citizens when they suddenly don't have any power. Sneak to the store. Wow. Okay. A scientist or a fighter. Grab weapons and meds. Grab a robe to blend in. That's a shame. That is a shame. That would have been interesting. Protective clothing, cultist robes, meds, and weapons have been clumsily piled up at the edge of their encampment. It should be possible to steal quite a few useful items from the pile without attracting the cult's attention. The firearms seem to be lodged and pretty tight and will be the hardest to pull out. Well, we can't do too much. Grab clothing and meds. It's best to settle for what's easiest to reach. There's plenty of clothing and several boxes of various pills and medkits lying around, which are promptly stuffed into a backpack before sneaking out. Based on the uninterrupted chanting, this stealth mission was a resounding success. Well, we got some clothing and some meds, which certainly isn't something to be sniffed at. Do you have any more turns left? No, unfortunate. Well, do we want to hang tight here or move on? At this point, I could have Baron head out. Actually, Baron, let's drive the vehicle a little bit closer. What's in there? A bit hard to see, actually, but if I look here... Some cockroaches. Got some like mealworms or something along those lines. Got some more meds over there, which wouldn't be too bad. We've got electronics store down here. Okay, well, Baron, let's just get a little bit further on. And at this point, you can exit and immediately scavenge. You're not great at it. It's going to take you 2 days, but that gives time for Platty to catch up and also do a little bit more scavenging besides. So I feel like that would be the best use of our time there. Okay, right, well, let's get rid of that. And also get rid of this. And hopefully, we can start handling the irradiated fairly soon. If all things go to plan. Bear spotted. Uh-oh. I suppose that some want to go hunt it. That sounds a little bit worrisome, but okay. A group of colonists tell you that they've seen an old bear walking past the camp no more than an hour ago. It walked slowly like it was injured, but might still have plenty of fight left in it. If hunted down, the bear could provide the colony with considerable amounts of meat. Let them try to hunt down the bear. The group returns with 5 people, barely able to carry a massive body of an adult bear with them. Judging from the wounds, it had definitely been injured already. Fortune favored the bold today, and the meat will feed you for days. 23 food. That was not a small reward there. That was actually quite bountiful indeed. Malnutrition. Your colonists need a varied diet, both vegetables and meat, so make sure you are steadily providing both options. Malnourishment is a serious condition that will lead to death when prolonged. Oh, so it does simulate the type of food that we're giving them, and it does actually care they're getting a balanced diet. That's quite interesting. That's very interesting, in fact. Right, a tailor is up and running. Now with this, we've got basic clothing, or we've got improved and more durable set of clothing, which provides better protection against cold and radiation. Oh, well, we definitely need that. Now this is 5 fiber. This is 10 fiber, but I am completely okay with doing that. I'm going to say that this is also a high priority. I would like the metal to first go to the tool shop, and also the fiber to first go to clothing when it's needed. We've actually got some durable tools there now. It's fantastic. I'm actually very, very happy to see that. That may, in fact, help us out. Right, okay. Small field is ready. We've already got someone working there. Waiting for selection. Right. Well, for the time being, growth rate normal, growth rate slow. Resilience is high, though. Nutrition is poor in either case. But right now, our people haven't eaten vegetables in a while, except the odds and ends that have been given to us from passing groups who've joined us. So I'm going to go for corn for now. So let's get that one going. As soon as this berry bush is done, we're going to place down another farm there. And probably another one just beyond as well. There we go. Is that fully depleted? I hope so. Berries depleted. Yes, marvellous. Okay. Small field is done. Let's go ahead and place down another small field. We want a couple of these. There we are. We'll build them one at a time, though. Pack tactics training complete. Now with that, I think it's time for us to focus on the colony at least a little bit. I feel that living in tents is not doing us any particular favors, and it's time for us to look at tenements and shanties. Getting people out of tents and into better housing takes some planning. Tenements house several people within the same cramped space. A shanty gives more space per colonist, but is more costly to build. Both of these buildings are safer than tents and emergency shelters, and they offer better protection against radiation. I think it's time that we start researching. Though I'm a little bit concerned about how low we're getting on research points, if truth be told. At this stage, it doesn't look like we've got many colonists needing treatment. We've got 2 patients in there, so I am actually going to take you off that, and you can join in on the hunting for now. Well, production is 6. We're eating twice as much as we're producing. So if you could get in there, then that's going to help an awful lot. Actually, per day that will massively increase our rations. There we are. Only Dustin is radiated now. Right then, let's get you over there and see what we can do. There we go. Now, what have we liberated? We've liberated some science. Marvelous. I was just speaking about how that was a bit of a problem. Okay, hopefully you can get that sorted there. Right, Platty, can we get you all the way down here? Not entirely. But getting into the car is going to be worse, so... that said, either way, I'm not going to immediately be able to harvest anything. So getting into the car, moving the car a little bit forward, and then jumping out and scavenging would probably be the better option here. Because Baron is going to be able to get into the car once they're done there, I should imagine. So that should be fine. We'll leave the car right there. Hopefully, we can bring that car back before too terribly long. Now, if we have a look at our clothes, we've got no sturdy clothes. We will hopefully start building up our durable tools here and there. We've only got 2 basic tools, and 1 building producing. Breaking today. None are going to break today. So there's 2 basic tools in use, I guess. I'm not entirely certain how to pass that information, but we'll see, hopefully. Could you help out down here, perhaps? That would be ideal. Ooh. What did we just get? Specialist ready on the map. So we actually did go to the right place. Never mind that. You are still working on the research mission there. Very well. Right. Baron. Well, first and foremost, Platty. Can I get you to hop out of the car? There we go. Do a little bit of a scout, sorry. And then immediately start gathering meds. 10 damage a day. It'll take you 5 days to gather all of these meds, but it'll hopefully be well worth it for us. Baron, you can grab a little bit more food on the way. Take you 2 days, or I can start making my way down to attack this bandit lair. 60 health versus your 90. You do quite a lot more damage. Still, though, that's a bit of a nasty one. Instead, no, go for the food. We may be able to bring that back to the camp reasonably soon, hopefully. Okay. Yep. That is going to keep happening. We're just going to have to get used to it. Unfortunately. Right, okay, so with that, we are now starting to hit a bit of a problem in that we've got a lot of material, and yeah, I'm going to, well, actually, let me check out down here. The plants are growing, so we have finished sowing. So no, we don't need anyone working there anymore. Instead, I'm going to get you planting there, because once it's sowed, it's just a matter of waiting. At that point, strange device has been found. What secret could it hold? Collis brings you a strange-looking device, which he says was found in an abandoned car nearby. Take a look at it and realize it's a radio transmitter. Some fidgeting reveals that it's still transmitting information to its place of origin, which you now have the coordinates for. The question is, dare you venture forth? Follow the lead? Well, we have to. Of course we do. Oh, okay. This isn't on the world map. Interesting. Dangers of knowledge. You decide to send a party to investigate. They find an abandoned research facility hidden deep beneath the woods. The place has been contaminated with radioactivity, and most of the research materials have been sealed in secure containers. The party only manages to gather a few things before they have to leave. As they return, they ask you if the contaminated research materials should be investigated further or left alone. Investigate the materials. The colonists open the sealed containers and go through the materials as carefully as possible. It seems that the facility was researching the irradiated zones. Most of the gathered data looks useful but not very interesting, except for the one photo. That of an unusually massive deer with sprawling antennas and pitch-black skin that seemingly unaffected by radiation. The same cannot be said for the colonists, though. Some are already showing signs of radiation sickness. Okay, 2 colonists get radiation sickness, but 261 research points. That was rather amazing. And we've easily got the medical staff to be able to handle that. So hopefully this should work out for the best with time. I'm going to pop down another farm there and get people working on that straight away. Hopefully it will end up being a worthwhile sacrifice there. I mean, you know, if you go to be treated, that's a thing you absolutely should do, by the way. For the record, I recommend it. At this stage, we could continue doing a little bit of a scout. And honestly, you've got fairly good health right now, Mike, so I feel that you're in a pretty solid position. Down here, nothing more to do. It's telling us that they can. They really can't. Again, a little bit of a glitch there, but that should be fine. No. Both of them are still working. Platy, I think, is going to be there for 5 turns. I believe Baron should be ready with the next turn. As soon as we have this, let's have a look down here. Small field complete. No free carriers left. Well, that won't be too long. At this point, I think we're going to go for potatoes. Now, how much planting is left? We're almost there with the planting. Hopefully. I'm losing my hair. Oh no. Oh, right. Now we've got 3 colonists who need to be taken care of. That's a little bit more of a concern, but planting is complete. So at this point, you can go back to helping out in general. 3 farms should be a pretty big boon for us, all things said and done. We're still going to need more, but for now, should be okay. How are we doing for water? Well, we've already reached our water containment maximum. So, with that being said, I think it's probably wise to learn from the mistakes of the past and go ahead and set up another 3 containers so that we can at least keep a fairly active stock of water available to us at all times. Oh, we have finished our research as well. So we've now got communal living. We can go for support. In general, colonists appreciate their shelters not caving in on them while they sleep. Proper supports prop up the roof and strengthen the structure to a point. And then that will give us spirit levels. This common yet handy builder's tool helps avoid mistakes and do-overs, especially when repairing large structures like tenements. Okay, so repair costs on tenements would go down. Or we can go for interior walls. A large open space shared with other residents discourages intimacy. Crude interior walls give couples some much-needed privacy. Children are more likely to be born in tenements. That may well be very, very important to us. Robots bending damaged girders and sheet metal isn't really a thing in the apocalypse. Once people relearn to do it themselves, fixing seemingly totaled buildings becomes surprisingly cheap. Okay, well, that's not too terrible. Centralized repairs. Keeping track of all repairs in a large colony is a hassle. A maintenance depot automatically cleans contaminated and fixes damaged buildings within its work area, provided it's staffed and supplied properly. Now, this one may be important because we could set that up with a work area over buildings which naturally produce pollution. And we've also got remembrance. Remembering those who are gone is painful, but it is the only way forward. A memorial allows people to light a candle for those who did not survive the aftermath. That will bring them happiness. We're going to go for interior walls first, but we're going to focus on bringing up the happiness of our colonists a little bit. But with that in the works, I'm going to drop these two to low. That one can stay on medium for now. And finally, we can build something a little bit better than an emergency shelter. We've currently got 3 emergency shelters. A shanty offers... Well, 2 shanties would offer the same amount of living space as an emergency shelter at a significantly larger cost. Or we can build a tenement. Now, it does require quite a lot of materials, but when you think that it's going to store almost 3 times as many people as a shanty, a cost-effective form of housing for several colonists. Some protection against radiation and catastrophes. Colonists are less likely to reproduce in cramped shelters like this, however. Minor happiness bonus, whereas these are happiness penalties. I think we will go for a tenement, maybe even 2, if we're feeling rather brave. We can prop this tenement down here, and we can then also have a nice layer of walls going up there. If we can fit in a second one, that would be amazing. We can't. Well, can we fit in a shanty? We can. Well, we could do. Sure. We'll have a shanty along there as well. I think that will be rather nice. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really plan for having to do this, but still, go ahead and make the shanty the highest priority there. I think that would be best. Now, we are starting to struggle a little bit here, so I'm going to go ahead and get someone to work there. This is growing, so we can pull you off those duties, and you guys can help out with the buildings for now. Hopefully we can get everyone indoors and taken care of as quickly as possible. Let's go ahead. In fact, let's bring this up around there. That way it sort of has the same kind of effect. And we can drop down a couple of nice beautifications. We can make a little path flanked by shrubberies there. That'll actually be quite nice. This is a little bit dire though. Let's be sure and get that sorted out. And then head back and check on our peeps. Right, there's nothing left there. We could head on down and deal with the bandit, and we might as well, I feel. We could probably be down there and deal with the bandit before Platty is finished here. I think that might be well worth our time. Let's continue on up and see what there is to see. We've got... Ooh, bandit camps. Let's have a look. Bandit camps are organized bandit societies. The sector of the bandit camps are fully under hostile control, and other locations in the sector remain hidden until the bandit camp is destroyed. Defeating bandit camps requires more combat skill than defeating small, scattered bandit groups. Okay. Very well. That being said, it does still seem like our scientist Mike here would be able to take him on. Let's see what we have over there. Nothing too spectacular, really. Alright, well, if nothing else, we can pick up some plastics before we head back. And I think that would probably be a reasonable way to use our time. You're going to still be there for quite a bit, unfortunately. It's at this point that I'm starting to consider sending out our specialists to go and help. But let's, well, at least one of them perhaps. Do we need many people at the gate? I do worry that if we don't have at least one person there, that it could invite disaster. But there we are, we have a shanty. And already 3 people have moved in. That's actually rather awesome. Can we get any further work done down here though? I'm not sure about that one. We're also definitely going to need to find another source of concrete because we are going to start struggling. In fact, probably already are. I'm a little bit slow on the uptake there. We've got a small concrete ruin there. Oh no, we've got a reasonably large concrete ruin down here that we can harvest from as well, and a couple of other ones here and there. We should be okay, actually, thinking about it. That is luck, not judgment, though. So I'm very, very glad to see those there. What are we harvesting from up here? Small concrete ruin and a couple of planks. That won't take very long for us to get sorted, I don't think. Let's look down here. Growing 33%, growing 18%, and over here growing at 7%. But we're not going to need to worry about that much for the time being. As for our water situation, yeah, we're still needing to get these dealt with. I could push the priority there, and in fact, I'm going to have you go and help with that for now. We want to be making use of our reasonably high production of water, I feel. That's going to be, that'll put us in a pretty good position moving forward. But with that all said and done, I actually think that we may be getting to the end of the episode. Yes, indeed. It looks like we have just about run out of time. Well, I think that Ember Hollow is definitely coming along. From its fiery beginning in today's episode, which is, I've only just realized how appropriate given the name. That was a bit slow on the slow on the uptick there. But from its fiery beginnings, we seem to have restored, maybe not prosperity, certainly peace for the majority of our citizens. They're well fed. They've got a fair supply of water, and that's only going to continue to get better as we move forward. And we're producing a somewhat okay amount of food. It's not amazing. We've only got a couple of berries really. We've got fish and venison beyond that, but very soon we will have some homegrown crops to flesh out our diet a little bit more. But that is where we're going to be ending today's episode. I really do hope you've enjoyed and will be joining me in the next. As always, if you enjoyed this video, then do let me know down in the comments below or by leaving a like on the video. But until next time, and as always, do take care, everyone.